All right, Mustang fans and surrounding areas. It's Monday evening, and that means we're going to be talking Ingleside sports. In particular, we're going to be talking Ingleside Lady Mustang softball here in about maybe 5 or 6 minutes. I'll have the head coach, Kevin Lewis. He is scheduled to join the podcast here tonight. And of course, we'll also have a special guest, two special guests actually. We'll have pitcher number 9, I believe, Kylee Ward, and number 1, Leilani Smith, are scheduled to be here on the podcast. So it's going to be a great show. Obviously, I want to congratulate Coach Lewis and the Lady Mustangs as they are by district champs. They actually had a 3-game series here uh, this last round against Columbia. Columbia, to me, a good team, a good program out there, but Ingleside got the sweep on them, got the win over there in game 1, came back, had game 2 here in Ingleside. We were there actually to stream that game, and it was a really good one. Ingleside got the 1-run win, 3-2. It was really good. So that would now advance them over to the area around the playoffs. They will start this early. It'll be on Wednesday, where they will take on the Robstown Lady Pickers. So that's two closer teams here. And we'll talk with Coach Lewis about that as well and get his thoughts and talk about the 3-game series where they'll be played. I know we've already posted it up there, but we'll get his thoughts. And then I'll do a little Q&A with the ladies as well. Last year, Ingleside got to the second round and then obviously lost to Cal Allen. So their season ended there. But I believe this year, with the breakdown of the big schools, small schools, Cal Allen is not someone that's going to stand in the way of the Lady Mustangs, as Ingleside's in the smaller schools. So still tough competition there. But I think they've got a great opportunity to go 3+ rounds here, maybe even get out of the region. We'll see what happens. But this team, being able to talk to a lot of the players through the season and every week, Coach Lewis coming on, this is a really good um, softball team with a couple of seniors that are going to be leaving. But as I, continue to watch video that we have on them and I watch their stats, they're really they've got some young players that are really stepping up. Talking about some freshmen, as Coach Lewis says, when the start of the season, the classifications are freshmen, but by now in the regular season and playoffs, he doesn't consider them freshmen on the softball field. I can tell you they definitely don't play that way. So we'll definitely have Coach Lewis, have Kylee Ward scheduled to come on, and Leilani Smith. So we'll definitely do a Q&A with the ladies and talk a little bit about their performance, and then obviously get coach's thoughts, break down the Columbia game, and then preview the Robstown game. So that's going to be fun. That's coming up here in a few minutes. They'll be joining the podcast. I do want to let you guys know that I do put up polls, and it's on my GT Sports Facebook page. So there's all of the surrounding areas, Ingleside's included, and all the other surrounding areas that are going into the area around that I put up there just to have a little bit of fun. So definitely, and then I share it over to the MPND Sports Network. So obviously, if you see it, definitely we would love for you to participate. I think the girls might see it, coaches might see it. So just the participation alone, I think they can just show all of the support that they have when you guys should be checking off. Ingleside will get the series win over Robstown, but also the other teams as well. If you want to go ahead and vote, I'm going to start adding more stuff to what we do. So I'm going to be coming on the podcast and having a podcast talking about the other teams. I do a lot of reading on these softball teams. So I'll also give my opinion, not just on the just checking it up. I'm actually going to come out here like you see me and give my input. Hopefully I don't piss off too many people, but I just give my input on who I think is going to win and why. It's just my opinion. It's a lot of fun. You have a little debate here. Maybe somebody will jump on and disagree with me, and that'll stir up a little friendly debate. But that's also there as well. So if you guys want to chime in there, go to GT Sports Facebook page. Just take a look. I'll also do baseball as well, and it's all from the surrounding areas and whoever they're going to play. So it's just a little bit of little fun that we can have there. Like I said, I'll also do with baseball, give my opinion as well. Maybe that'll stir up a little debate, but definitely just a lot of fun So definitely check it out when you get an opportunity. The other thing I'd ask is on this podcast, right? If you like what we do, if you like, that we bring Coach Lewis on and the girls come on, definitely I would ask that you share the podcast to your timeline. We definitely would love to get more eyes. We've done good here in Ingleside. I mean, the numbers have been great. Sometimes when we had soccer and we had baseball, we would combine them. We'd get to that 800, 1,000. Sometimes we surpassed the 1,000 views. So that's awesome. And even when we've just done like softball, baseball, they're 400 views. So that's quite a bit for the first year. So hopefully you guys will continue to support the podcast when coaches come on and talk about the program and then bring the girls on. So definitely want to continue to pick up our numbers. So if you like what we're doing here on the podcast, obviously I'd ask that you like and share it. And let's get more eyes on the podcast as well. Same thing with the live stream. First year doing it, we're up there to about the 400 views. It's going to take some time, I know, to pick up that viewership. But if you like what we're doing, going out to the games and streaming those games for those that cannot go or those that are working or people that live too far, don't live in Ingleside but like want to support the program or want to watch the game, that's why we go out there and stream the games for those that can. Next year we're looking to do all of the games, softball, the home games and the out of town games. And so for that it takes a team. So we're looking for to build our team with our tech, to run our equipment. You get trained on that, and then the commentating to put on the headsets like I do. So if anybody in the Ingleside area that's interested in wanting to call softball next year and do the tech, you get trained, definitely send me an email at gtsports6464@hotmail.com. Definitely love to talk. Hopefully we can get you on. And the more people that we get, then we can go out of town and at home and stream all these games for the community. If people from the surrounding area that want to watch a game, but can't get out to the game. That's why we live stream the game. So we're definitely looking to be able to do that next year and do all of the games. So we'll start off with football and volleyball next year. So we definitely want to go to all the football games in and out and be able to stream them. Same thing with volleyball. They have Tuesdays and Fridays. Before that, I have to be able to build this team up and get more people involved. It's our equipment. I purchase all the equipment, so you don't have to buy any equipment. You can use the company's equipment, and you get paid too. So it's not on a volunteer basis. I'll definitely pay. So if you're interested, definitely, like I said, send me an email, and then definitely we can set up a meeting and talk and see where you fit in with the team. So that's awesome. So coach is still coming on here. About a minute left before he comes on. I definitely want to send a thank you to the sponsors. We had a couple of sponsors that sponsored the series. We were only able to get one game, but the UIL charges $250 per a series or game. So to do the playoffs, right, you have to be able to fill out a form, send it in to the UIL to see if you get approved. If approved to be able to stream the game, then they charge you $250. If it's one game or if it's a series, it's $250. So we had some sponsors. The sponsors this last round at Fly High 361, Daniel Gutierrez, a Cast and Catch Fishing Guide Service, Case in Machigemba, and then of course a Miss Mustang Infinity Softball right out of Ingleside, Abel Salazar. Thanks for the sponsorship. Abel does a lot of people in this community know Abel. I always see him out softball, always helping out the young youth, which I think is really important because the more you're able to get the girls out there and get them ready by the time they become middle school and they start playing up at the high school level, definitely the more they know, then obviously the performance of these girls is what you're seeing here this year. And then we get into the playoffs and make a deep playoff run. So Abel does a great job there with this program. It's been there for a while. I've known Abel for quite some time. I know he's very passionate about what he does. And from afar, I've seen the work that he's done. And now that I was doing here this thing with Ingleside, streaming the games, I was able to talk to him. And I have invited him to come on the podcast. We weren't able to get it a couple of weeks ago. I think his daughter plays middle school. So when we had it scheduled, it just didn't work. But once the softball season is done, I'm definitely going to invite him, give him an opportunity to come in and kind of talk a little bit about that program and what it is that he does, because I think he's doing what he does is great. And the way he's doing it is amazing. I want to give him an opportunity to come out here and share what he does, why he got that program up and running. And it's been very successful. So in the next couple of weeks, hopefully we can get him on and he can talk more about his program. But thank you to Fly High 361, Cast and Catch Fishing Guide Service, and of course, Mustang Infinity Softball for the sponsorship. So give me just a second here and I'll send the information over to Coach Lewis and we'll get this podcast going. As I was saying, the Lady Mustangs, I think they have a great opportunity, man, to definitely get 3+ rounds. I said that to Coach. I thought this team was good. When this offense hits, it's hitting and it's going. They're gonna be tough to beat, especially in the circle. Kylie's been very consistent. They've been tough, man. She's been tough. Even some of the games they've lost, I mean, she's been tough. Just we couldn't get the offense going, and it cost us a game here, a game there. But the pitching has been great. It's been solid. It's been consistent. And looks like the offense is starting to roll now at the right time. And so there's no reason to think that the Lady Mustangs can't go 3+ rounds in the playoffs this year. So I'm definitely looking forward to a deep playoff run here. Again, we're definitely also going to have, or we're scheduled to have two of our varsity players join the podcast. I think that they're going to come on. I haven't been told that they're not. That's the pitcher, Kylee Ward, and number 9 and number 1, I believe, is Leilani Smith. So let's see if they'll be on here to join the podcast with Coach Lewis and myself. And there they are on the screen, the head coach, Kevin Lewis. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Gabe?
I'm doing great, Coach. I'm doing great. So like I said, we go live. When you guys come on, we're already live. I do a little introduction so that way you guys don't have to wait up on me to write up all the stuff that I need to. I can get you guys in and out. And up on the top of the screen, we have our pitcher who's been very dominant this year. She's been consistent for the Lady Mustangs, Kylee Ward. Kylee, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for coming on and spending a few minutes here with us. And so, Coach, I know we were expecting one more. Not sure she's going to be able to make it. Leilani Smith.
She said she was going to come. I sent her the code. Let me send it to her dad just in case.
All right. If she comes on, we'll definitely have her on. So, Coach and Kylee, I want to first thing congratulate you guys by district champs, right? You guys took care of Columbia, swept them, and now we're off to round number 2, where you guys will take on Robstown. And I definitely want to get Kylee, you and Leilani's thoughts on the Columbia game and then, the Robstown. But I do want to say that my feeling is that with the split of the small schools, and again, I've only seen the bracket here recently. I haven't paid too much attention, but just kind of looking over the other teams that are in the bracket, and where what I've seen, because I've seen you guys play, I think we can go 3+ this year. I think we can go deep in the playoffs. I hope I'm not jinxing us, but I do think that we have the talent. Obviously, the pitching is there. I think Avery Adami behind you has been great when she's had her opportunities to pitch. Offensively, it looks like we're coming along. So there's no reason to believe that we can't go deep in the playoffs. That's the hope. Leilani, thank you for coming on. How you doing today?
I'm good, you?
I'm doing great. Leilani, so you're a junior. You are coming back also with Kylee, correct?
Yes, sir.
Wow, I thought you were a senior till someone said, no, 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 she's a junior. So that's awesome. So I want to congratulate you on the series win by district champs. Congratulations. You guys did great against Columbia and now looking to take on Robstown and hopefully we'll get the win there and we'll move on to the third round. Um, Coach, I want to start off with you here tonight. How are things going? Obviously, most of the teams in the area start on Thursday, some on Friday. We're starting early here, Wednesday. That's a little early, so it's a Wednesday, and then it's a Thursday, and then it's a Saturday if need be. But just how are things going there with the ladies, and how's practice been going?
Today's practice was really well. Everybody had great attitudes. Seemed relaxed. Getting out of the first round kind of relaxed everybody. We knew West Columbia was going to be tough, and we know Robstown's going to be tough. But I feel like the way we practiced today, we're going to give ourselves a chance.
Coach, I want to get your thoughts before I get the girls' thoughts on the game against Columbia. We're going to do this a little different. Usually I go with the girls, but I want to kind of get Coach's thoughts and have the girls kind of on the screen when Coach talks about it. But Columbia, I've seen Columbia the last couple of years. I've streamed a couple of games. They got a great program out there. The talk was that, facing Columbia, people are like, we know what they can do. They might be a tough out. But for you guys, we got to go on the road and play them over there. We get a shutout win, 6-0. I think that set the tone for them coming back. Obviously, they played us tough here. We beat them in game 2, 3-2 to get the sweep. But I want to get your thoughts on what you saw from the Lady Mustangs in that first game, going to their place, which is probably a tough place to play, but getting the shutout when the offense was on. Kylee obviously pitched well. What was your overall thoughts on the way you saw your team play in that game one?
Well, like you said, you always worry going 3 hours on the bus. It's you never know how it's going to take a toll. We got there about 4 o'clock or so. So I thought that was kind of a good plan so that when we got there, we can kind of get off the bus and, relax and stretch. And then we started hitting around 4:40. So I thought that was a good plan. And then really, one of the reasons why I wanted Leilani to come on is because I thought she came up huge on game one. She had six of the 21 outs, so she did a great job there. Kind of keeping us in. Kai was hitting her spots. They were putting the ball in play, but again, Leilani was making the plays, and then and our outfield did really well. I was a little worried there for a while. I think they had a no hitter going to the fourth, but then. Leilani got a double, I believe, and then Beth got a hit, and then I think did you bring her in, Kai?
Hmm.
Beth, I think. So that kind
Yeah,
of gave us
or something.
so we that kind of broke it up open too, and then um, that made it 2-0. And I want to shout out Maddie Agnew, who didn't show up on the stats, but she let 2 bunts down perfect. That set up the 7th inning for Dara to get a double off the fence to make it 4-0, and that kind of they end up changing pitchers, and we got 2 more, and that was a big game for us to get, knowing that they were going to have to wake up early and then drive 3 hours to us, and we had two games at home. There was a little debating on should we go with Avery in game 2 or go with Kai, and I just said I'm gonna throw all my eggs in this basket and hope that there's not a game 3. So Kai and the team made me look smart on that one.
I did see Avery warming up, and so I was talking to some, and he goes, "Is Coach going to put Avery in?" And I said, "I would think he'd try to get and win game 2 with Kylee, but I'm not a coach, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe he knows." I started thinking, Avery's pitched well. I said, so maybe Coach, he knows he's got Kylee, if he needs her in game 3, she'll be rested up. I said, so maybe he will go. And maybe, he saw something in the offense. And then I saw Kylie coming into the circle. I said, no, coach is going to try to end it here in game 2. So, yeah, sometimes we looked at that and they were saying, do you think he's probably going to play a pitcher? And I said, I don't know, maybe. I mean, he's the coach. He knows what he's doing. We're just the fans. But then I saw that Kylie came in. Leilani, I'd ask you, see, coach is saying, I mean, you were huge in that game. Want to talk about your performance?
Um, it was I was nervous every ball that I got. But I think just all the hard work and practice paid off.
You girls are playing with a lot of confidence, but I want to ask you and Kylie, what obviously if you knew and coach knew, right, then you guys would fix it, right? But I want to ask the question, this team, I know offensively it's good from 1 to 9, but there have been times where we just, can't get a run. What do you see from the team, when that happens? I mean, we get on base, right? We do what we need to do, but we can't get that run in. And then there's times when, like coach says, it's going into the fourth, and I've seen where, we don't start off strong. But I often say on the live stream, this is a team you can go 4-5 and it could be 0-0. And then I've seen this team in 1 inning get 6 runs. What do you think is the I don't want to say it's an issue, but why the slow start? Why? Because the fans obviously were breathing hard. Right? It's playoffs, so inning 1, inning 2, God, when I get the score, inning 3, here we go again, and then boom, here comes the fourth, fifth inning, and we score. What do you think is the reason for the slow start from the Lady Mustangs, where it takes us a while to get going offensively? Have any idea, Coach? You have any idea?
Well, I know in game 1, we kind of, me and the other coaches, we felt good still because we were putting the ball in play. It wasn't like we were striking out. So we knew that we were either too early or too late. The timing was off. We hadn't seen her. So I think that was part of the problem the first time through. And then the second time through, we ended up, barreling some balls up. But to answer your question, hitting is contagious. And, I know you've seen it when they get to first or second, they're doing some kind of hand motion or whatever dance they want to do. We kind of put that in because we feel like it gives us energy and focus. And I think, sometimes if we go up there focused and, we always talk about every at bat has a meaning, no matter who you're playing or the score or anytime you're up to bat, it has a meaning. And, that just goes back to, that, being focused and ready to go. And sometimes, I don't want to say that we're not, just sometimes just kind of depends on everything that's going on around them.
Yeah, Coach, have we played Robstown at all this year in
We
the
we
tournament?
scrimmaged them the very first scrimmage. Um, the Saturday, I think it was January 30th when we scrimmaged King and then them. Avery pitched that game. We knew that there might be a possibility of us seeing them in the playoffs, so I didn't throw Ward that game, and so maybe that'll help us.
I think we
But
got the win. I know scrimmage we don't keep track, but I think we got more runs than they did, correct?
yeah, I don't remember. It's 2 or 3 to nothing. We were without some basketball players. They were without basketball players. Ward, I
Well,
don't even know if she might have hit. I can't remember.
yeah,
But she wasn't. She didn't pitch or play the field, so that was more for the others to see what they had.
awesome. Leilani, so this team, I mean, there's expectations, right? There's talk around town. I mean, after what you guys did last year, expectation is that, we're gonna go far. Um, at least that's what I think in watching this team. when I have conversations, sometimes because people know that I cover and we talk to coach. And so they'll ask me about the team. And I said, first of all, there's going to be some seniors that are going to be gone, but the freshmen, the group that's coming back next year, I don't think they're going to miss a beat from what I've seen. Coach has told me that, the classification for the freshmen, um, they're freshmen, but by this time in soccer, he doesn't consider them freshmen, right? They played a full season in the playoffs, so he doesn't see them as freshmen, still learning. That's a great group of girls you got there, but with the expectation that the Lady Mustangs can make a deep playoff run, where do you think? How far do you think you guys can go this year?
State.
State. There you go. There you go. I think so too. I mean, I haven't gone that far, but I think this team can get out of the region for sure. I don't see why. Like I said, I'm just kind of taking a look at the numbers a little bit here and there when I got time. I should be doing work, but when I'm at work, I'm sitting here, trying to figure out when I get a little time with softball. But I do think this team can definitely get out of the region. I don't see why it couldn't. I think it has all of the tools, the pitching, the experience, obviously, the offense. So we go out there and play our game. And look, if we keep going 3 games, the other teams have to beat you guys twice. And I don't know if they can do that with the way you guys have been playing. And then, of course, I'll go up to Kylee. So, Kylee, I'll ask you. I mean, it starts with you, obviously. Last year, I got to see the ending of you pitch. This year, I was able to watch you from start. I think last year you were good. I told Coach Lewis that I thought you were one of the best pitchers in the Coastal Bend last year, but you really elevated your game this year. I mean, when I watch you play, when I'm not there, I'm watching you guys on Game Changer. Um, the thing that impresses me is you get double digits. I mean, it almost seems like it's going to happen every game. You're so focused on in the circle, but it's consistent. You've been very consistent with your play. There hasn't been, I get 15 strikeouts and then I have a bad game, and then here we go again. You pitch a lot. And every time you're in there, you're dominating. It's hard for them to hit off you. It's hard to get 5, 6 runs on you. So when this offense gives you that 6, 7 runs, 9 times out of 10, hopefully, the Lady Mustangs are going to win. Talk about your performance. What have you seen from yourself this year? Because there was a lot of things you were working on. We talked about you had another pitch, but from last year to this year, talk about your performance and what have you been able to do this year that you weren't able to do last year. That's really got the Lady Mustangs possibly getting out of the region and going to state.
Well, first off, I fixed my attitude. My attitude would get really bad. Like, I would just get really frustrated last year, and that would just stay my attitude through the whole game. And then everybody else would just get down, and then it would just go downhill from there. And then I finally fixed the pitch that I needed to fix, and I've been hitting my spot with it, so it's been working really well. And I've been calm and like just pitching the ball and having confidence that I know I can do it and just do what you know you can do.
I tell you, I've definitely seen that. And I don't know, I didn't know about that because I didn't see you last year, so I'm just seeing what you have this year. But definitely, softball is a 7 inning plus, right? And of course, sometimes you got good hitters. You're a great pitcher, number one, but there's good hitters you face, right? So every now and then someone's going to get, a home run off. It just happens. That's just the way it is. You're not going to go out there and strike everybody out all the time. But like you said, if you're able to stay focused and understand, hey, it's just one pitch. If no one's on, we can always get that run back. Definitely, you give us the best opportunity to win. And like I said, for me, I think it starts with you. I think when you are going to be dominant, like you have been, gives us the best chance to win. So definitely, I've enjoyed watching you pitch this year. Of course, it's not over, but it also excites me that you're going to be back next year as well. One more year that we really get to see you pitch and continue to grow. And who knows, right? Let's say you might have another secret pitch that'll come out for next year. We don't know. We'll wait and see with the Coach Lewis and see what he's got up in store for you. But let's talk a little bit about your performance against Columbia. That was a team that I was told was a little younger than usual, but a very good team. Going into Columbia and going into that game one over there, what did you want to see? What did you want to do? Did you want to be aggressive? Did you want to kind of hold up? I mean, what was your mentality going in?
I wanted to come out and start off aggressive.
Is that the way you want to start off every game?
Yes, sir.
Pretty much. Wow, that's awesome. So let me ask you about Robstown. That you scrimmaged them one time. You didn't really play, I think coach said in that game. So I don't know. I know it's a scrimmage. What do you know from Robstown, and what do you think you guys need to do, Kylee, to get the win and then move on to the third round?
I just think that we need to be loud, have a lot of confidence in ourselves, do what we know we can do, and just play ball and just have fun with it. But also at the same time be focused and play.
How was practice today for you?
It was great. It's honestly that was probably like the best practice we have had yet.
I saw the emotion. I saw the emotion from your head coach first of all, but he was pumped when because coach, I was gonna ask you. I think it was Kylee. I think Mua, I think was on third. It was 2-2, right? And so then they throw it, right? And I looked at you, coach, and like there was no, I don't know if you okay, look, as soon as they throw, you're gone. Like you're gonna like we're gonna go, right? We're in the late innings, coach. And so as soon as I saw her, if I remember correctly, right? She slid under and got the run. Talk to me a little bit about that move, because that was actually the run that got us to win. What was the thought process when she was it Kylee that was on third?
That was Avery.
Avery. Okay. So Avery
Yeah,
was on
so
third. Go ahead.
Kylee was on second. Yep. And actually, funny that you asked. I think on the bus ride to Columbia, I was sitting there. The last game that we had played was Rockport, so I was kind of thinking back on that game, and you always say, what as a coach, what could you do different? And Kylee hit that double off the wall, and then Lana hit the hard shot to left field, and I played it safe and didn't send her. And I was thinking, man, should I send her like just to see if they would have messed up or what? And I'm like, if I get that chance again, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna send her. And I think that actually happened in game one with Leilani was that second, and they hit it to third, and she bobbled it for 1 second, and I said go, and then there was a play at the plate, and she was actually safe. Um, so just me myself, just being aggressive, not being passive. We're going to win the game.
Yeah, that's the playoffs. I saw her go, and I said, "Man, coaches," and I saw when I saw you make that fist. I said, "Yeah, we're in there," And I thought, "Yeah, it's the playoffs, right? You got to take because you're putting pressure on them. They've got to throw the ball perfect. They got to make that catch. It's probably going to be a collision, so you take that chance." And it was that run in game two. I think it was in the sixth, right?
Sixth inning, and I think another thing that I was thinking too is the third baseman had some throwing errors.
Yes.
So I said she's probably going to try to just nice and easy guide it over there, and it worked out for us.
Yeah. She had those two big errors that threw to first base that got us. And this game, you make those errors and it'll hurt you. But that was awesome to see. Ladies, I'm really happy for the Lady Mustangs. Last year, when we were playing, obviously we played Cal Allen and our season ended a lot sooner than we wanted it to. But this year, I think we got a great opportunity. So I want to thank you, ladies, for coming on and spend a little time with me here. Good luck, Leilani. Good luck, Kylee. The game starts on Wednesday. It'll be in Robstown at 7, I believe, there. And then game 2 will be played in Ingleside on Thursday. It's Wednesday, Thursday, yes, at 7. And then Saturday, if there needs to be a game 3, will be at Cabinets in Corpus. That's on Saturday. So no game on Friday. If there needs to be a game 3, it'll be on Saturday. So Wednesday game 1, Thursday game 2, and then nothing on game 3. Nothing on Friday in game 3. If need be, will be in the morning. Coach, I believe I saw at 11.
Yes,
at Cabinet. So hopefully we don't need that game 3. Hopefully we keep them again 2-0. But Leilani, I'll give you the final word. Anything you want to add? Any shout outs before that you go?
No.
Good luck. You've been playing great. I love watching you guys play. continue doing what you're doing and just go out there and have some fun. I mean, I know it's nerve-wracking at times, especially when it's a close game and you're called upon to get a hit, to get the win, you got to make that catch. But you guys have played all season. Just keep doing what you're doing, and we're going to be okay, and we'll be advancing to the third round. Kylee, for you, I enjoy watching you pitch. I think you're one of the best pitchers. I've said that. I'm going to continue to say that in the Coastal Bend. You get better every practice, every game that I see. It's been great to watch you play. I want to continue to watch you as much as I can through the playoffs, and definitely looking forward to next year. But I think she froze up on us, coach. Is that correct? Kylee?
I don't know.
I was all if she's still there, man, she does a really good job of just standing still and not moving at all. That's awesome. But that's fine. She comes back. Leilani, thank you very much. Good luck, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
We'll get Kylee here in a minute. Oh, there
Oh, there
she
she
is.
is.
Kylee, can you hear me? Oh, she'll probably
She's
come back.
gone.
You'll probably come back in a minute. Coach, but a great win. You guys go down there. Let's talk a little bit about game number 2. So you guys are ahead. You talked a little bit about possibly thinking you might want to pitch Avery, and then you decided, no, I'm going to go with Kylee. It turned out to be the right decision as you guys got a win. But this game, coach, was a little closer in terms of runs than game number 1. They actually came to play, right? They were tough. They made a couple of errors at the very end that really helped us get on base, and they really ended up hurting them with that run. But what did you see in this game from the Lady Mustangs in game 2?
Actually, I felt like we were in control of the game pretty much the whole game. Then I think it was the 5th inning when they scored.
Mm-hmm.
They had 2 second and third with the leadoff, and that was an 0-2 pitch. I wish we would have had it back because I was actually thinking about walking that girl because I felt like the number 2 was just up there to bunt, really. But the girl that we had 0-2 had swung at 2 bad pitches. So I was hoping Kai would throw another bad one, but I guess she left too much over the plate, and they got the little right on the outstretched arms of Beth to get them back in the game. And they're a proud program, like we talked about, and we knew they were going to come, trying to fight and claw and stay in the series. We kind of expected them to throw their ace again because they had put their backup in, and we didn't get many runs off of her, but we were hitting the ball hard. So we were kind of expecting them to come back with the ace.
And they did. And so we get the win 3-2, and we win the series. And then we are now in the second round. And I'll get coach's thoughts here about Robstown in a bit, but I do want to thank our sponsors. As I said, we were out there. We were only able to stream game 2 of the game, so it's still up there, but it's quickly going to go into where you're not going to be able to see it until we'll post it back up. So what we do is when these games come on, you need permission from us to be able to view it, and that's because we don't want anybody else to be able just to go in there and see and possibly be able to scout. So we definitely put it on like private, we take it out of the public viewing. But once the season's over, we'll definitely put it back out there with coach's permission. But I've had parents come out and they do want, like a parent will say, can I watch this game? So if you send me your email, I could definitely send it over to you. But as far as just going in and publicly seeing it on Facebook or YouTube, you won't be able to unless we grant you permission. And we do that just for scouting purposes, just to make sure that someone can sit there and can pick it apart. Because if I can pick it apart, I'm sure a coach that knows what he's looking for can definitely pick it apart. So we do that. But once the season's over, we can definitely put it back on if coach lets us. But like I said, if you want to see it for your private viewing, definitely just send me an email, gtsports6464@hotmail.com, and I'll send it over to you. You just got to send me your email, and then you'll have permission to be able to go in there and watch it. I only do it mainly to parents, people that I know. So if some random person tells me I won't do it, it's just for basically parents to come out or to tell me that they want to be able to see it. It's basically what I do it for. And I want to thank our sponsors, Fly Guy 361, Cast and Catch Fishing Guide Service, Kason Machigemba, and Miss Mustang Infinity Softball, Abel Salazar. Thank you for their sponsorship. As I said, Abel does a great job there. It's a softball program, youth softball program there in Ingleside. And I hope to have Abel on. We're probably going to try to get something on after the softball season because I know Abel goes out to all the games. But once the season's over, we'll definitely have Abel on the podcast, and he can talk more about this program and why it was established and what the goal is for him to continue to do in terms of bringing kids in and what he does there to help develop these girls to become better softball players as they get into middle school and high school. So we definitely got a softball program there that coach has talked about. So they know each other very well. I think it's benefited obviously Ingleside very much. But coach, let's now get into Robstown. It's a 3-game series as I talked about. Another program over there that I think is going to be tough. They're definitely in the area around as well. First game starts on Wednesday, as I said earlier. That's a 7 p.m. game in Robstown. And then game 2 will be Thursday at 7 here at Ingleside. And then if there need to be a game 3, that'll be on Saturday in the morning around 11 or so at Cabinets. Hopefully we can wipe it out in 2 games. But coach, what do you know about this team, Robstown out there? And, some of the keys that you want to see from this team to be able to get the series win and advance to the 3rd round?
Well, it starts with their head coach. He was at Bishop. He went to state. So he knows what he's doing. They have the assistant coach, Tiffany Gutierrez. It's been there for a while. She learned under a friend of mine that was the head coach there before. So she's got a lot of knowledge as well. And then they have 2 D1 players, Trevino and Flores. One's going to Lamar, one's going to Creighton. I think one of them is the pitcher and shortstop, and then the other one is the catcher. And they are 2 big bats. They bat them, I want to say 2 and 3. So we're going to have to hit our spots on them. We're going to have to make plays when they're at bat. Can't give them any second chances, and then try to keep off runners that are on before them. And if we have to pitch around them, get the ones out behind them. And then they have another pitcher, I think Ogeen, who moves the ball around. She tries to get you to hit the ball in the air, and we're going to have to try to stay away from that. We're going to try to hit the ball hard to the gaps and just kind of put pressure on them. I feel like if we could score some runs, we might give ourselves a chance, but it's going to be a good series. They're going to be well coached, and they got some top level talent there.
They do. And I was telling the fans here that we put up some polls, right? So we do have Ingleside because we kind of do the podcast with Ingleside, like Rockport Fulton and Toloso Midway. We do podcasting with the coaches. And so definitely go to the GT Sports Facebook page because that's where it's at. And I put up polls and here for Ingleside. You guys have been very good. We've had a lot of people to go out and vote, but it's just a lot of fun. You get to put your name up there and just vote. And that's just kind of giving vote of confidence. If the girls do see it or coaches, it's nice to see that you have 50, 60, 70. Hopefully we reach over 100 votes where Ingleside's going to win. And then, I'm going to start coming out and on that GT Sports, not on the MPND Sports Network, because that's the one where we bring the kids and the coaches on. But on the GT Sports, it allows me to go in there and give my opinion on because I do a lot of reading on softball coach. So I just want to go in there and be able to give my opinion on who I think is going to win each matchup and why. That may steer a little debate. Somebody may be able to see me talking and say, "Hey, man, that's wrong, guy." And I get a comment, and that'll stir up a little bit of a conversation, which is what I'm looking for. But I think we got a really good chance. Like I said, I think these teams. It's the first time we're going small school, big school. Cal Allen is not in the way this year, so we don't have to worry about them. So, but we do got other schools that are just as good, just as talented with pitching. That if we don't come with our A game and focus, obviously every game is important. We could take that loss, so it's very important for us to be ready and focus. Again, that game starts. Most of the games will start on Thursday or Friday. This one is on Wednesday. So it's midweek, so you don't have to wait very, very long. And we invite all of the Mustang fans to Robstown. It's a very short drive, less than 30 minutes to get out there. We need everybody out there to cheer the Mustangs, getting that game won at their place would be very, very important if we can able to get that win. Then game 2 the next day at our house, we can win and sweep that series, and then wait for the other teams to battle it out. So good luck, coach. Like I said, I hope I don't jinx you, but I think that this team, my feeling is, and I've been saying this all year, we're one of the better teams in the area. We have the offense 1 through 9 that can hit, we can score. And Kylee, I mean, she's been great this year. Consistently, she's done her job. Before I let you go, I do want to ask you about your star pitcher. What have you seen from her down this stretch in district in this first round? Because when I look at her numbers, she's been phenomenal, coach. Great. Even in the games that we have not won, she has been great. What have you seen so far down the stretch, maybe from last year and the beginning of this year to what you've seen maybe the last 7, 8 games?
Well, I mean, it always goes back to her being a competitor. You know, she wants to win. She wants to be great. If you, I don't think if you notice, but she's out there umpiring, like she's around the game. She is, you know, hey, I'm opening the field. She'll be one of the first ones there. She just loves softball. Like it's all ball with her. And, you know, that's the main thing. But she's just getting more confident, you know. You know, I think a lot of it is I have trust in her and she has trust in me to call the right pitches and me um, for her to hit her spots. So I think, you know, that relationship has grown to where we're confident in each other. And I mean, I'm happy to have her, you know, I'm very happy to have her. And the thing that made me proud was, you know, West Columbia only struck out 10 times total um, in the series. So that means, what is that? 31, 32 other times they put the ball in play. And the defense made plays for her. So, you know, I think, you know, that's going to go a long way in her, you know, trusting them as well. Because a lot of times, you know, she's like you say, she's striking out 10, 11, 12, 17. And, you know, there's only, you know, 7 or 8 chances for someone that has to make a play. But for us to make 32 plays against a really good team is going to help us.
That's awesome. Well, I do think there's a good trust coach player relationship. I think that has definitely developed here. There's a lot of trust there. Whatever pitch you're going to call, she feels confident. She talked a little bit about her attitude today, right? She said like, you know, that's something that she knew. So she understands some of the things that she needs to work on to be better than she has been. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you, watching her this year, and like I said, I watch her stats, I look at her stats. This is one of the best pitchers in the area, a junior there at Ingleside who's got 1 more year, but she is totally dominant. She doesn't play any other sport, man. Like she lives, like I talked to her dad when I see him up there. And it's softball 24/7 for her 365. Like she doesn't do any other sport. This is what she loves to do. And you can definitely see the passion that she has. But if you don't think that when you talk about one of the best pitchers, coach, in the Coastal Bend area, if Kylee Ward isn't mentioned with those other pitchers, then we're doing her a disservice because this lady was good last year. And she has been phenomenal this year for this team. And she's definitely got to be mentioned with some of the best pitchers here this year. And definitely looking forward to another year with Kylee Ward. It'll be her senior year next year. But that's next year. We still got some games to go here. And the girls think they can go to state, coach, and I don't see why we couldn't. So definitely the next game up is Robstown. So we're definitely going to try to get the win again. Game 1 starts on Wednesday in Robstown. We hope to have all the Mustang, the blue, out there cheering them on as we try to get game 1 and then end it on Thursday, game 2. Coach, thank you very much for coming on. Good luck and safe travels. I'll send you a text tomorrow, but any last words before we let you go?
I just wanted to say one thing about, you know, she was saying her attitude. I think that we were fixing that last year. I kind of know what she's saying, but she fixed that, you know, a lot last year. This year was more about, you know, her working on her spots and working on that change up and more being a leader is probably what she's talking about. But she probably hadn't had, you know, a bad attitude this year. That was probably one of the first things that I worked on with her. So she probably misspoke. It's probably her being a leader this year, which kind of goes hand in hand with the attitude part.
Yeah, she was saying that the frustration part too. She was saying something of the like, she doesn't because she said, I think if I remember, she said, she would just things would fall apart for them. She'd get frustrated, and then it was like boom, and then we were done. And this year, that has not been the case. She said that she's been able to work on that. I think that's too where the attitude came was she doesn't let her get the frustration built up to where everything falls apart. They stay in the game. She gives that offense an opportunity, and she's been great, coach. I mean, she's been great. I'm glad that we have her there in Ingleside. And look for a coach. If you're looking for somebody, man, you can't go wrong with Kylee Ward. I mean, she's awesome. And if you haven't had an opportunity to come out, definitely to recruit, definitely come on out because I would definitely vouch for her. And I'm going to try to promote as much as I can because I think the work that she puts in there is great. And like I said, I love watching her pitch, and I want to continue to see her grow next year and hopefully beyond. So, Coach, thank you very much for coming out. Again, good luck, and I'll send you a text tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.